Kruger's been setting this up for a couple laps now. He's tried the same move and so far not been able to get it to stick. We don't talk enough about how much the aero package of this car affects how these drivers are able to attack. Seen a lot of drivers start to move up the track a little bit. That top line is starting to come to life.
Racket. Gonna be Jonathan Parker. I think him and Michael Kruger might have gotten together. Oh!
Oh, Green gets loose.
What a save by Andrew Green.
Oh, that's going to stack him up, though. He came back up the track. Kites in the wall. They somehow keep it straight. Bottom line be so tough to run around here, but on fresher tires right now, as we've only ran a couple laps on this set. Oh, yes.
And
we're crashing.
Oh, Cheney and Hawkins got together.
Oh, and it collects someone else in the back. Not sure who that driver was.
They can't beat me. They gotta wreck me. We're out. We're done, guys.
Oh man, I got lucky right there. I don't know how I didn't.
White flag is waving. One more time around here. Still dealing with some lap traffic. Evan Knopf gonna look to the inside. Wygen holding strong. Knopf, what's he gonna do? Knopf might have gotten a little bit too tight there. Pacey Wygen rolling off turn 4. Pacey Wygen, third career Di9 Designs NAOR Series win. Welcome to Kentucky Speedway, home of tonight's Di9 Designs NAOR Series. Live on JCTV, I'm Josh Coppernell, and here in a bit, I'll be joined by Jonathan Canfield. Right now, just me until Canfield gets here. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone out there as well tonight. It's back in the saddle again for the Di9 Designs NAOR series. Had a bye week last week, and we're ready to get race number 3 of the season started. Tonight's race at a track that we don't see on the NASCAR schedule much anymore. I haven't raced here in a few years, but always a fun track nevertheless. Of course, turns 1 and 2 are different than turns 3 and 4, something that they did later in the years of them running here. Different banking throughout, as they did a repave. Always added different racing here once that happened. 1.5 mile track in Sparta, Kentucky. I'll tell you one driver that's excited to be here tonight. That is our own Dawson Allen. Tonight driver, the number 79. Hometown boy. Looking to make some noise here. I know he is excited to see Kentucky on the schedule. Anytime for any league. So a couple of races in the books so far this season. Las Vegas and Iowa. You guys saw the Iowa recap for what happened a couple weeks ago at 7/8 mile short track in Newton, Iowa. Right now, drivers just practicing, getting some laps around. If Moreno, he's always up front in practice, in the practice charts. And that's where he sits tonight in that beautiful, beautiful JCTV paint scheme. And then, no surprise, sitting P2 is Jonathan Parker, and Cheney third, Cole Snyder fourth, and John Osborne fifth. A lot of drivers showing up tonight so far, and we are just over a minute left in practice until qualifying starts. So I'm not really sure when Jonathan Canfield will get here. He stuck at his real job in the Marines, and was leaving his job to come home, so he'll be with us soon. So we'll get his pick to win here when he gets here. I'll tell you, I'm gonna give you my pick to win. I think it's gonna be Jonathan Parker fighting victory lane again in this series. Only one win to his name here in the Di9 Designs NAOR series so far. But he's been fast over and over again, that I think he's going to be one to watch out for tonight. Sitting up there, P2 in practice, and really close. Not that far off of Ethan. So, practice has come to an end. We are switching over to qualifying. 2 laps to get a qualifying time in. See who can set the fastest lap. And it looks like first one out on track is going to be the number 2 of Di9, a fast lane sponsored driver. Actually, this is my first time seeing that fast lane car right here live. And he's been really fast lately. Later on in the race, just trying to figure things out throughout the beginning. We'll see here how he qualifies. As he is now on his first qualifying lap. Looks like he might have caught the apron just a little bit. Just slid up the track a little bit, but he didn't really slide. He's going to come across the line. First lap will be a 30.13. Di9 only one step at a time, and actually Michael Morgan. Ethan Moreno, a 29.988 out of Ethan. We'll continue to watch Di9 as he's coming out of turn 4 to complete his second lap, and he actually is just going to abandon the lap. So here comes Ethan for his second lap. 29.988 was his first. Let's see, does he improve? He does not. A 30.09 his second time around. Here's a fast driver, Jonathan Parker. As I mentioned, my pick to win tonight. Parker on his get up to speed lap, see if he can beat Ethan's time. See, he is using the high line on his get up to speed lap. Try to get as much momentum as possible, and now he has taken the green flag officially for qualifying. Parker took over the point on his first lap. Does not improve his second time around. But Jonathan Parker is P1. Justin Quimby out there with trying to set a qualifying lap. Quimby P11, the number 3 machine. Cole Snyder and Di9 Designs scheme at number 24. It's going to take the green flag for qualifying. And Cole Snyder, first lap. Goes P4, a 30.017. Only 2 drivers so far have gotten into the 29.9s. That is Parker and Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Let's see if Cole Snyder can beat it. He does not. Dawson Allen currently P17. First lap, a 30.44. Coming across the line. And Dawson improved. He does. 30.25. Put him up to P15. Josh Arnold coming across the line. And green flag is waving for him in qualifying. And Josh Arnold get across the line. P19, 31.8 out of driver number 22 so far. Jonathan Parker still sits up top of the leaderboard. It's going to take a lot to try to knock him off as Arnold crosses the stripe up to P13 for Arnold. Nathan Lehman. Going through 3 and 4. P16, a 30.15 out of Lehman. Let's see if Lehman will improve. And Lehman does not. 30.34 for Nathan Lehman in his second lap, stays at 16th position. No other drivers on track for qualifying. As of right now, and with less than a minute, I'm not so sure we'll see anybody else. 22 drivers have taken a qualifying lap time, and I think there's 23 in the session. There's only one other driver that could attempt. So qualifying is wrapping up. We're about ready to hit the grid and get this race started. And I believe Mr. Jonathan Cantfield is here. How you doing, Cantfield?
Good evening, Josh. I am here. Sorry for all those who were kind of just waiting on me. I know Josh especially, you know just as much as I do. Doing these by yourself is no easy feat. I got off work as soon as I can. I'm here. I like how the times are looking after qualifying. We're going to have a heck of a race on our hands, and no surprise to see that 92 on the pole.
Yeah, speaking of, let's go ahead and quickly run through our qualifying lineup. So 92 on the pole, as you mentioned. I said it, my pick to win, Jonathan Parker will start P1. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, how about a P2 starting position? Kenneth Cheney, P3. Zachary Meredith, P4. Cole Snyder will start in 5th. Chase McGuire, 6th. Hunter Peach, 7th. Pacey Wygant will start in 8th. James Mensch will start in 9th. And that is Giovanni Klein will start in 10th.
Starting in 11th is going to be Nick Hapiak. 12th is going to be Chris Wright. 13th is going to go to Josh Arnold. 14th to Donald Kite. 15th is going to be John Osborne. 16th is going to be Nathan Lehman. 17th, Jose Ruiz. 18th, Justin Quimby. 19th is going to be JCTV's own Dawson Allen. 20th is going to be Noah Blackwell. 21st goes to Michael Morgan. 22nd, Mike Campbell. And rounding out our field here tonight is going to be Evan Canup in that 23rd position.
Well, John, who is your pick to win tonight?
You know, I gotta give the credit where it's due, and I think he's overdue for a win. I gotta go with that 43 car. Ethan Fonseca Moreno been doing work. anywhere in any league. He runs all 3 of the leagues so far. We haven't seen him come out to the Thursday night league yet, but so far 3 of the 4 JCTV leagues that we broadcast, he's there, and he's fast. And yet again, another night where he's starting up front, and I expect him to stay up front and contend with this 92. I'm going with Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You know, of course, I picked Parker. I did so just before qualifying started, before you got here. But it was a toss-up. And it's so hard not to choose Moreno, or even take Moreno, because he is so fast, and he's got a monkey on his back. He's looking to just shake off, get the win, and you know, be able to break through and get into victory lane. And so far, just hasn't been able to. And it's going to be tough for him with Jonathan Parker starting in that pole position. We're getting ready. Go green, though. The field in the hands of Jonathan Parker. And green flag is in the air. We are underway. 141 laps here around Kentucky Speedway.
See the field already getting a little bit spread out. Different lines on the track already starting to work. Right now, Moreno actually up to the top, and he'll roll to the bottom there into second.
Moreno closing in on race leader Jonathan Parker. Oh! That's going to be Chase McGuire going around, locking it up, coming back up on track, and nobody luckily getting into that 7 machine. That's going to bring out our first yellow. Great awareness by everybody around not get into Chase McGuire. Let's see if we can pull up a replay of what happened.
Yeah, Josh, I've already looked at a replay, and you're going to show the folks at home exactly what happened, but it looked like the 7 may have thought he was clear and chopped the nose of the 76, or maybe they both just went for the same spot, but Chase McGuire getting the bad end of that deal, and a little bit of contact to that inside wall, but everything on the car still looks relatively straight, just a little crinkle on the left front, so he'll continue on.
Look from the blimp cam. Oh, Cole Snyder. I think just barely got into the back of Kenneth Chaney when kind of the accordion effect happened right in front of him. Oh yeah, there's tons of damage on the front of that 24 machine. Chaney and Snyder both coming down pit road. You see the back bumper of Kenneth Chaney as we ride on board with Cole Snyder.
So the cars involved there did come down to pit road, but I also noticed the 23, the 79, and the 71 also electing to come down, maybe just top off on fuel, it looks like, by how short of a time they were on pit road. Already seeing some strategy differences for some of these guys, trying to find an advantage any way they can when they're running out in the back.
So I think these drivers are coming up to the juice cone presented by Di9 Designs, and they might not, or actually they are, as Parker and Fonseca Moreno both choose the bottom. That opens up the door for Meredith to take the outside line, with Pacey Wygen also electing to go out there. Klein takes the bottom, and Peach takes the outside of row 3. We are getting ready to restart. Driver's still on track. Cole Snyder, Chase McGuire, and Genie. They are at the tail of the field after the reason that we're under caution. So the pace car gonna make its way down pit road, and Jonathan Parker gonna bring us to the restart.
Parker off to the early jump, but I noticed on that restart, Moreno didn't get a good launch there. He kind of was sleeping at the start. Chose to be on the inside lane when on the initial restart he was on the outside lane. We're going to see how he handles it now, being side by side with the 17 of Zachary Meredith. But Zachary Meredith might move himself up to the second spot here.
Meredith has a huge run. He's going to be side by side with Parker. Here comes Pacey Wygen into the picture, side by side with Moreno. These guys, 2 by 2, several rows deep. This looks like we're plate racing, not at Kentucky.
You said it, Josh, and it seems like a pattern here on JCTV. We're going to these tracks where you can run multiple lanes recently, and yet again another night where we see people moving around and the top actually being somewhat of an advantage to get that run off the corner. And you just seen Zach Meredith use that advantage to get to the lead as he's gotten by the 92 now.
Meredith with a great power move to get around Parker. And that's no easy feat in itself. As Pacey Wygen working the outside line. Tuesday night in the MF Racing Designs Slide Job Racing League. I had to think of which series it was for a second. We saw Jonathan Parker absolutely put on a clinic this past Tuesday night. And that was at Nashville Super Speedway. I think he might just be being a little bit patient here.
Absolutely. Early on in a race, we've still got 132 laps to go. There's no rush for any of these drivers, really. There shouldn't be, to get to the front. Make your passes as you can get them, and really focus on making it to the end. Take care of your tires here. Try to see what your fuel run's going to be, and get to that first official pit stop, and then assess how your car is and deal with it from there.
Look at who's in P11. That is driver with number 79, Dawson Allen. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he loves this track. It's his hometown track. There's just something about racing at your hometown track that's different from anywhere else. But Allen, he's to the inside of Donnie Guyton. Trying to break inside that top 10.
Dawson's doing a great job right now, just being patient, making moves where he can, and not forcing an issue, really. I've seen him just driving the track, how it comes to him, not pushing his car too hard, and right now slotted in that 11th position, but he's got plenty of company with him right now.
Oh, Blackwell trying to get around him. Well, and he moved up to the high side. Trying to get around Hunter Peach. He has Johnny Kite just ahead. And, you know, we missed a lead change. But, man, Meredith got that lead right there. And, wow, just behind Ethan Fonseca Moreno. I don't know, he was very close catching that wall. Battling there with Wright. Your top two drivers now, Parker and Moreno. As Wright battling with Meredith. And Chris Wright, he's looking to make some noise. Almost getting to the inside of Jonathan Parker is Chris Wright. Where in the world did he come from?
Josh, you and I both know from last season, Chris Wright is no slouch in this league. Last year's champion, not had a good go of it early on this season, but right now putting the pressure on the 92, and he's there. He's gonna go for this pass. We'll see if he completes it into turn one.
He's going to. Chris Wright, new leader here at Kentucky, 12th to 1st so far in this race. Just 15 laps complete, almost 16. Meredith still hounding on Jonathan Parker, though. And Nick Hapiak also coming from mid-pack up here battling these guys. Hapiak trying to get around Meredith. That's another driver you never can count out. That's Zachary Meredith. I got to race him plenty back in my console days of league racing. And I know console racing, NASCAR video games, and iRacing, two different beasts. Meredith, he was the one to beat back then.
I'm definitely keeping an eye on this Juicy Spider gaming machine of Nick Hapiak. Seen him kind of playing in the background just a couple minutes ago. Now he's up here with the top three cars and in that 4th position, with Moreno fighting with him for that 4th position. Nick Hapiak has made some moves. He's not been a one-lane kind of guy. He's been moving around, and that's what's got him up here. But we'll see how he fares as the run plays out.
He's doing a great job going around on the outside of Ethan right now. And put Hapiak in the 4th position. And looking for Morris. He's going to roll the bottom, get underneath Zachary Meredith.
That's what I was talking about, Josh. He's seen the opening, and he went from top to bottom to make that move. Now 17 going to put a little bit of air on that left rear quarter, try to make the 6 car loose, but he's just handling it so well right now, and he's able to put that car wherever he wants and make a move.
Parker making a move for the race lead on Chris Wright. And Jonathan Parker going to retake the lead. I'm not sure how many lead changes that is already in this race. But this is insane that we're seeing the top 10 drivers all just nose to tail. Actually, a little bit more than the top 10.
Oh. Josh, it's what we've seen with this car this year, this aero package and this horsepower package. It keeps the cars a lot closer together, kind of more or less forces the drivers to have to race a little more, but now that 92 put himself up front and he's starting to put a gap to P2.
We've got 3 wide back here. Mason Wygen up top. He's going to back out of it. Line and bench. The other 2 that were involved in the 3 wide. Things have calmed down right now. Up top, they've gotten single file. Wygen and Mensch, they were side by side, but tucked back in a line. Capiak. Worked his way around Ethan there, and oh man, Dawson catch the wall there. I think he might have on exit of 2.
If he did, it was a graze because there's no damage to the 79 right now, but definitely something to monitor as the race goes on, how much damage you put on the car. Only get so many grazes of the wall before you finally hit it and hurt the car.
I do want to mention, I have noticed where I'll see smoke just kind of going into the corner and off the corner. I'm sure it's netcode. But the way that Dawson just started going down the back straightaway where his car just went left, it was rolling the middle down the back straightaway for a moment. That to me looked like it could have been something different, but maybe it was just kind of netcode with the wall. And he had a moment that he had to catch his car. I'm not seeing anything. No marks or anything down the side of that 79 machine.
I think and to kind of go off the topic of the race at hand, but I think it came with the most recent update on iRacing. When you get within a certain proximity of the wall, that smoke you're talking about that kicks up, for most cars, it's actually the tires just brushing the wall as it would in real life and kick up that little bit of smoke that we see on not only your screen, Josh, but I see it on my screen as well.
Under attack from Hunter Peach. He is going to look to the inside, try to complete the pass on Dawson Allen. Dawson, he goes way up the track. Now going to tuck into line. Oh, hard into the wall! That time he caught it. He's going to go through the grass. And he is still trying to collect himself. Oh, man.
That's going to be a tough break for the driver of the 79. That right front is killed on that car.
Not sure what happened. I don't think he was running too high up there, because it just seemed like he was going to be all right on exit. His car turned to the right. He might have had some kind of issue with his wheel. That's just a guess. I'm not 100% sure what happened there. He is still riding around. He is 22nd. Back up front, Capiak's lost a couple of positions. Now down to P6. Lehman is trying to get around Wygant. Lehman will complete the pass. Top 5, Jonathan Parker, Chris Wright, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Zachary Meredith, and Giovanni Klein. We're going to step away for a quick side-by-side, but not going to miss a thing.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from JCTV. Here at JCTV, we currently broadcast 3 series. On Tuesdays, you'll catch the Slide Job Racing League featuring drivers such as Dalton Kilroe, Dane Cruz, and Jonathan Parker.
And real quick, we are 3 wide for the race lead. Hawkins, Wygant, Capiak, they went 4 wide for a moment with a lap car.
On Fridays, you'll see the NAOR series featuring Nick Hapiak, Chris Wright, and Josh Arnold. As that happens, here comes the 5 through the middle right now. He's going to force the issue and take it
4
3
wide! 4 wide!
God!
What a move by Justin Durand to go to the race lead!
On Saturdays, you can find the In the Pit News Truck Series featuring Justin Durand, Zach Probst, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno. To book JCTV for your own league, please visit us at jctvracing.com and contact us for a booking. Remember, race fans, you can always watch racing live or anytime over at JCTV's YouTube channel. Yeah, exactly right there with you, Josh. Where did the 6 car come from? He was just back there battling for, I believe it was probably 7th or 8th position, and now he's up here battling for the lead. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Man, this is tight. It's going to be Capiak, who has an advantage over Meredith and Parker.
It's going to be a drag race! Wow! They touch! Craven got him! It's over! Cinderella Vane is going to win the Daytona 500! Back to the line! Dark crash, here they come, checkered flag! Harvick! Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500!
that 18's going to pull down low. He's going to clear low. And I think that's going to do it. Andrew Chapman is leading the race, coming to 3 and 4 for the final time. How about that to open the season? Andrew Chapman's going to win it here at Atlanta.
And it is going to be career win number 3, Kyle Tubbs.
For the lead, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Man, this is tight.
I'm going to mute myself, boys.
And we are back. What a race these guys have continued to do. To have, rather. As Casey Wygen looking underneath Nick Gapiak. Oh, there's going to be a little bit of contact between Wygen and Gapiak. And they were almost 3 wide. Wygen backed out of it. And Stefani Klein on the outside, the number 48 machine. Reno, he got up to P2 and started to check out from the rest of the field. Chris Wright, P3. Seeing if he could do the same. Everybody else, though, still pretty much nose to tail. These cars, they are so fun to drive. We're seeing right here just the incredible battling that we have going on. Hunter Peach, Nathan Lehman. This is P7 as Peach. He wants to make a move on Zachary Meredith.
You know, Josh, I'm thinking about one thing right now. You mentioned Jonathan Parker able to put on a clinic Tuesday night. So far, picking the pace right back up here. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I remember you talking about you issued a challenge to any driver who can win in all 3 series. Well, so far, not trying to jinx it for him, but Jonathan Parker's looking on par to at least go 2 for 2 this week. And I don't know if he's planning to race tomorrow night or not. I know he runs a limited schedule with the In the Pit News Truck Series. But he could wind up in a position here tonight to force himself to pull his truck off of the trailer and go racing tomorrow night.
I'll tell you what, if Parker, and to clarify, that was winning all 3 series in the same week. Parker has won in all 3 series. And this is before we picked up the Thursday night league, as we have only done 2 weeks of that so far. Parker actually being a commentator of that one. I'd say if Parker wins tonight, if I were him, I'd go ahead and show up tomorrow night. and used one of my starts. Try to get that third win of the week, but still a long way to go in this one. 49 complete on lap 50, 92, coming to 91 laps to go in this race here at the Kentucky Speedway. Jonathan Parker, he's 2.5 seconds ahead of his teammate Ethan Fonseca Moreno, number 43. We've seen crazy things happen in racing, so I wouldn't hand it to Parker yet.
Zach Meredith is making a move on the 60 of Chris Wright right now into turn 3 and 4, trying to take away that third position. Unable to do so that time. I noticed in the background Hunter Peach also trying to make a move on Giovanni Klein. Move himself up into the top 6.
Now looking underneath Zachary Meredith. Get past Meredith. And I'm not really sure how far these guys can make it on a tank. But so far, 54 laps into this thing, I have to think we'd be close to making the first set of pit stops for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how far they can make it on one tank. So far, not one car on track has pulled it down. I did report that the 23, 79, and 71 under that first caution did come down and top off. They were the only 3 drivers other than the drivers that had wrecked under that first caution to come down and top off. And right now, obviously, Dawson Allen having his issues is running just in front of Mike Campbell. But the other wild card of that is Jose Ruiz, who's in 13th position. So as of right now, he looks like he's going to be one of the guys up towards the front half of the field that could run a little bit longer than the rest of the field, as I see the 3 car of Justin Quimby is on pit road for his service.
And I have to imagine this is scheduled. This probably will start the cycle. Quimby was running in the back, so coming down his first one down, trying to undercut some drivers. So far, nobody else has made that move. 3 wide back here. Driver we've not talked about all race long, Evan. Nope. Knop. Is in P7 right now.
Yeah, Evan Knop's going to be our biggest mover of the field so far. He did not lay down a qualifying lap, so he started all the way back in the 23rd position, dead last in the field. And as you see, some more pit stops being made here, but Evan Knop going to put himself ultimately into the 3rd position right now with some drivers coming down to pit.
Fonseca Moreno, Hunter Peach, Chris Wright, Nick Kapiak, Tronny Klein. Noah Blackwell. All coming down pit road.
Our race leader is on pit road, Josh.
Indeed he is. Jonathan Parker and more. Meredith. Knop, Arnold, Lehman, Wygent, Ruiz. They're all under pit road. Donnie Kite, Chase McGuire. They're coming down. See Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He's got a lot of slower cars in front of him. Moreno stuck, trying to find a place to go. He's trying to get up to the back bumper. Jonathan Parker just can't get good momentum. What a stretchy call there by Moreno to come a couple laps earlier and gain all that time on Jonathan Parker. So right now, Cole Snyder, your race leader. He was down pit road early. He's gonna loop it, locking it down, as well as the 81, John Osborne. Osborne is gonna make it safely. We stay green. Oh man. That was tough. Hands race lead to Cheney, who's going to bring it down now. And Mike Gamble still yet to come down pit road.
Campbell's going to bring it down this time by. That'll hand the lead back over to the 92, Jonathan Parker, who has put a little bit of separation between himself and Ethan Moreno. But as you called, Josh, good strategy by Moreno to come down just a lap earlier. But having a group of cars come down with him, I think made Moreno just push a little more on entry to pit road than Jonathan Parker would have had to, excuse me. So in end result, he probably had the faster time on and off pit road.
Yeah, there are times in their box very similar. A 14.6 for Parker, a 14.3 for Moreno. So it was all driver time getting on and getting off pit road that helped Moreno gain all this track position or time on Parker, as it's just 0.2 of a second to separate these two.
And right now, looking at lap times, Moreno is significantly faster, even though he's not closing a gap. Jonathan Parker, we'll see what the lap times are this time. 31.088 for Parker. And that time, Moreno actually slower, 31.238. Last lap, it was almost a half a second difference between Moreno to Parker.
drivers. They know each other very well. They go back quite a few years. And Moreno, he is just trying to learn from Jonathan Parker right now. Back here for third place, Hunter Peach, Nick Capiak, Chris Wright. These three, all nose to tail. Pack of drivers. As Devin Knopf wants to make a move on Meredith. He can't. That run stalled. Pacey Wygen looking at the outside of that 63 machine. Josh Arnold working in the background. Line right there.
Back up front, we could have something interesting going on here. Donald Kite is a slower lap car right now, just in front of your leader, and not really pulling over and giving way to the leader, kind of battling to try and stay on this lead lap. And that's I gotta assume that's gonna allow an opening for the 43 to get closer to Parker and possibly even make a move on Parker.
It's possible. Right now, Parker just riding behind Donnie Kite. Parker made the move, was able to clear Kite, and now Kite between Parker and Moreno, but I don't know, I think Moreno started to fall off a bit.
Well, they're running about similar lap times. Give the advantage to Jonathan Parker last lap. We'll see who has the advantage this lap. A 373 to a 392. So right now Parker just a scotch better, but right now, Moreno trying to figure out how to get around the lap car. That could create distance now that lap car is not in front of Parker. Kite going to give him the inside. Moreno going to send it in, but not able to make the move. This could end up costing Ethan Moreno big time in terms of that gap.
Kite actually looking underneath Jonathan Parker to unlap himself. Those two are side by side, and this brings Moreno right into the picture.
I mean, I see a little something that I talked about with Adam last night. Completely different car, but similar behaviors. Moreno trying to get some clean air to the front of his nose. Went a little bit higher than Parker did right there going into 3. And actually was able to pull up on exit to the door of Donald Kite. Now Moreno going to try to make the pass on Donald Kite as he grabs a little bit of the wall there down the back straightaway.
And Moreno will clear Kite. Now try to set focus back on Jonathan Parker. Try to catch back up to him. These three drivers, though, they are being caught by a bunch of guys. Hunter Peach, Nick Capiak, Chris Wright. They've been nose to tail, and they are being caught by Knopf and company. Look at this. Meredith, Wygen, Arnold, and Nathan Lehman, 2x2. With Giovanni Klein just behind. Casey Wygen going to use the outside line. Try to clear Meredith. He's going to do it. Meredith actually losing another position to Josh Arnold. Now Arnold goes to the inside on Wygen.
Just ahead of them, Nick Hapiak just got passed by the 60 of Chris Wright, and Evan Knupp has caught this group. And Evan Knupp is trying to make the move on the 6 now.
Lots of battling going around. Second Meredith, look at the outside of Nathan Lehman. Now Giovanni Klein looking at the inside of Meredith. Comes Arnold, look at the outside of Wygen. Jonathan Parker has gotten himself the lead at just over a second on Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who is not really pulled away from Donnie Kite.
We're about halfway through this run here, Josh, compared to our last run, and I think Moreno's starting to feel the fall-off effect. Looking at the lap times, 32.0 for Jonathan Parker to a 32.2 for Moreno. So Moreno just falling off a little bit harder and not really having the speed that he needs out of that car right now.
Moreno, he's got to think, what am I doing wrong? That I just can't pass Parker. We were talking during the break, and I said Moreno, he really needs to break through, get in victory lane. I think it's going to boost his confidence as well. I really do. I think once Moreno's able to do so, you'll see him in the victory lane a lot more.
Oh, I don't think it's anything Moreno did that caused him to fall off harder. I think it's just the fact of Parker didn't have to battle as much with Donald Kite, and Moreno did. Moreno spent a couple laps up on the outside of Kite, and that could be just enough to burn his tires off that little bit more than Parker had to, because Parker was out in front of both of them and trying to set sail and taking care of his tires.
Well, we got a driver in the infield care center. Why don't you go ahead and interview driver 79 Dawson?
All right. Hey, Dawson, it's the boys in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Got you loud and clear, John.
Oh, we seen you out there tonight. Hometown track for you. You looked like you were doing really well there for a while, and you were making some good moves, and then just one move ended up putting you in the outside wall, and ultimately I assume that's what probably ended up with you retiring the car here tonight. But go ahead and tell us how the race went for you out there, and what are you going to do differently next time you come out here for NAOR?
Yeah, the race was really good. I was really happy with how the car handled and how the car felt here. I don't know if it's just the amount of laps I've turned here before that's allowed me to be so good here. But we clawed our way up to the top 10. Fighting that back half for a while there. I felt like I could have made more moves and gotten further up, but I just didn't want to take those risks too early. And then I saw Peach coming to my inside, and I went to give him room, and I look away, and I look back up, and I just drove it into the wall like the biggest moron there is. And then I went and tried to cut the grass, see if I could get things looking nice and neat up there for the next race they do run here, whenever that runs. But yeah, no, car handled great, run was really good. I felt like I could have competed for a top 10 the rest of this race, but just too much to overcome, really. So it kind of sucks. We had the Kentucky Proud, AL8, Kentucky Ford Mustang up front in the top 10 for a bit. Just couldn't close the deal, couldn't get it.
All right, well, Dawson, we will certainly talk to you later, probably after the race. But sucks that it ends that way. It feels like story of your season so far here with NAOR. We hope to see you back out here. We hope to see you putting together good runs, and we hope to eventually get to talk to you after you get either a top 10 or, heck, maybe even a podium.
Yeah, it's still out there. Just got to look at that schedule and pin mark what I think will be the best way to do it. So, Gateway's next. We'll see how that goes. So.
All right. Driver of the 79 retired early here tonight. Dawson Allen, thank you for your time, buddy.
Thank you.
You could just hear the dejection in his voice. It's not the way you want to end the night, especially at your hometown track.
No, not at all. I know when I go to a race at Michigan, I just want to perform the best I can. I want that to be, my best race. I feel like Michigan has always been a strong track for me, and it's unfortunate when you have those bad incidents at your home track. It's just, it's a place you just want to win. I remember Brad Keselowski saying winning at your home track is like winning the Daytona 500. But then again, he's never won either. But that is a quote from Brad Keselowski. Pacey Wygent coming down pit road to start second round of pit stops, I assume. And I'm a little surprised. This is actually quite a bit earlier than what they did last time. Zachary Meredith and Nathan Lehman coming down pit road as well. So I think Wygent forced the hand for other drivers.
Well, Josh, looking at the laps we have left, we have 48 to go here. If you pit now, you're good to the end of the race. Saying there isn't a caution that comes out, though. Now, a caution comes out, you throw this strategy out of the window, and it doesn't matter. But if they run from here all the way to the end, 48 to go, 47 now, Pacey Wygent's looking long run here and forced a couple other drivers to think that same strategy. And now these drivers are going to be good all the way to the end of the race.
I'll take a look at Nathan Lehman pit road entry, I think. Let's see here. Lehman and Meredith were coming in at the same time. Oh, and Lehman locked it up, went around. Oh, and he got a pit road violation on entry. And he is just now exiting pit road. So that's unfortunate for Nathan Lehman. He had to sit on pit road a little bit longer to serve that penalty.
So there were 3 cars that came down right there. Obviously, we just talked about Lehman with the penalty. Meredith and Wygant, though, are nose to tail right now, and so far, nobody else has come down. Looking at Ethan Moreno's telemetry, he is currently on a 40-lap run, and we've seen the first run go into about the 50 to 55 lap marker. So I think the rest of these drivers are content to run it all the way out as far as they can go and then come into pit road.
One thing I've noticed with watching Parker race, he likes to come down a little bit later than everybody else. And, you know, in real NASCAR, they always talk about how you want to come in early. You know, once one driver pits, you want to follow suit because in turn, that driver, which in this case would be Pacey Wygant, is now turning much faster lap times than what you are, and you're losing a ton of time. Now, Parker, he has somehow figured out a way where he'll stay out a few more laps, and then he'll come and chase you down after he completes his cycle, and in turn, he has the fresher tires, and you're on older tires at that point. And
Ooh, we had a... Sorry to cut you off, Josh, but we had someone come down pit road, and Evan Knupp actually almost spun the car around if he didn't actually spin the car around. But Evan Knupp coming in for his service, and he had a issue of getting down pit road.
see it right there, just locked up. Car went towards the inside wall. Had to back it up. And reset his pit entry. Started rolling. The Capiak, Josh Arnold, they come down pit road.
Yeah, so pit cycles are starting for some of these drivers. And now it looks like our top 6 cars, maybe 5 cars, have yet to come down pit road. So we'll see when they decide to come down.
James Mensch coming down.
And mind you, this is still early in the run. This is still about, give or take, 5 to 10 laps earlier than what we seen the first run go to.
These two drivers, Wygant, Meredith, still nose to tail.
And Moreno and Wright are both down. So that leaves the 98, or the 92, sorry, the 20, the 48, and the 23. Have all yet to pit.
Moreno backs exit his box, hit the line. Now let's see what he can do. Looks like he's going to have a lot more cleaner track in front of him than last time. Moreno, nobody out in front of him like last time. Jonathan Parker, though, still yet to come down pit road. See when he decides to do so. Keep my eye on these two, though. Mason Wygant, Zachary Meredith. Meredith is caught up to back of Wygant. And they're going to go around the outside of Chase McGuire. Of course, our only caution so far in this race was the lap 2 incident with McGuire going around. Get one of his laps back, as he does. Jonathan Parker still showing that he does not want to come down pit road. Dwyer making his way in, though. Meredith looking to the outside of Wygant. And gonna stay in line.
I'm noticing just on the track map, it doesn't matter if these two are battling or anything, but Wygant and Meredith are within a straightaway, less than a straightaway of Jonathan Parker right now. He's in turn 4, they're in turn 3. Jonathan Parker's hand is going to be forced very soon here if these two get around him.
Yeah, the other thing I'm noticing is Moreno, not that far behind. He's about 4 seconds off of Zachary Meredith, and there's nothing between as of right now. But a 0, the 17, this is number 43.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that gap closing as well. Moreno is flying around this racetrack in clean air right now. Josh, I don't know. I think it's too long for this 92 to be out here. I think he's got to bring it down.
It's another race. I don't remember where it was, when it was, but another race that Jonathan Parker, I thought, just was making a huge mistake not coming to pit road. And he finally came to pit road and somehow made it work. I wonder if that's the case could be with this race. We have 29 laps to go, though. Jonathan Parker.
Been out here for 54 laps. Gonna make it 55 this time. I don't know, Josh. I've never had a bad feeling when this driver is in the lead, but right now I've got one of those feelings that it's just not gonna pay off. Hunter Peach has brought it down, so that hand Giovanni Klein over to second, and Jose Ruiz over to third. And the 92 is finally going to pull it down pit road. Meredith and Wygant and Moreno are all going to unlap themselves here. Keep an eye on the track map and see where they come around at and where Jonathan Parker is.
Parker's just now getting to his box.
And the 17 and the 00 are coming off of turn 4 with the 43 in tow. Moreno is there. Moreno's going to have a huge gap to Parker here.
Parker now is off pit road. That's a long time. 27 laps to go.
Parker is going to end up coming out in about the back end of the top 10 almost.
Here we go. Jose Ruiz coming down pit road. Cheney still out there. So what you're seeing on screen, it's going to be the battle for the win at the moment. Cole Snyder in the picture. He's one lap down. Just trying to get his lap back. And oh man, he forced his hand underneath Wygant. That's going to open up the door for Ethan Fonseca Moreno to take over this position. Put Ethan in front of Wygant. And now it is, with Cole Snyder getting around Meredith, it is clean track for Moreno to get up to Meredith. Cheney still has yet to come down pit road, though. As Cheney is current race leader. 55 laps is what Cheney has done so far on this run. And here comes Moreno underneath Zachary Meredith.
Moreno almost a half second to a second faster than these cars that he's passing right now. So Moreno should make easy work of this 17, but we know Zachary Meredith is not going to lay over and make it easy, but it's not going to be, he's not going to be able to put up too much of a fight with the tire difference that these two cars have.
And Cheney is bringing it down pit road, so right here is the battle for the race lead right now. Moreno, Meredith neck and neck at the line. Holy cow. It was Meredith barely. And finally, Moreno clears Meredith. He's going to set sail. And he needs to go quick because 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds behind him is Jonathan Parker. 22 laps to go. That is a lot of time for Parker to get back up into this picture as he's now crossing the stripe. And Moreno coming off turn 2.
It's a lot of time, but Parker's got a lot of cars that he's going to have to go through. And cars that aren't going to lay over for him either. The 22, the 00, and the 60 are all 4 position. And then you've got Meredith just behind Moreno now. And we just seen Meredith did not lay over for the 43. So I don't expect Parker to charge through this field very quickly. But he definitely has one of the fastest cars on track right now. He just needs to find a way to use it.
Ethan, he's He's got 19 more laps to go at the line. Justin Quimby looking to unlap himself.
Yeah, the 3 car has just come off of pit road, so this 3 car is going to have the fresher tires right now and just pull away from Ethan. Ethan doesn't need to worry about that, though. He just needs to keep putting down laps and keep putting a gap to himself and the other cars behind him, because they're going to make it harder for Parker to get around. And if he can build the gap to them, that's going to be a gap that he builds on Parker.
Parker to the inside of Pacey Wygent. Josh Arnold there as well. As he was able to get by Arnold. Oh man, I just held my breath as I saw Arnold almost tag the left rear of Wygent. It is now 2.9 seconds the gap between Moreno and Parker. Wright, Meredith, they are side by side, just ahead of Parker. Parker to the inside of that 17 machine. Good, Jonathan Parker, P3. Now look at the inside of Wright. Good, Jonathan Parker, P2. 1.5 seconds. 16 laps to go. And it is a clear track. No cars between Moreno and Parker.
Now it's all a question of how hard has Parker been pushing to get this gap closed. Does he have anything left when he gets to Moreno? And even if he gets by Moreno, how hard is his tire fall off going to be once he does get by Moreno? Does Moreno have anything to drive back by Parker if Parker does burn up his tires here trying to chase down for this lead? Two car lengths. About 3 now is the difference. And Parker is still closing that gap.
This is 11 laps of a difference, too, on tires. Ethan, 25 laps to go. Parker, 14. And Parker is there. He's going to look to the inside. Ethan has nothing to try to block that 92. He's going to try pinching him, though.
He's going to try, but right now, the tire advantage is there for Parker. But again, I talk about, here's where Ethan can play a little bit of a role in how his race shapes out. If he's doing exactly what he's doing, forcing Parker to take the very bottom the whole racetrack, and he can actually hold him down there and not let him clear him, as Parker's going to clear, the tires could get burned up. But right now, it's going to be Parker's race and how he handles it.
Jonathan Parker, for the second time this week, holding a lead with a race that has so far only had one caution up to the point with 12 laps to go. By the way, that race on Tuesday that I'm talking about did have a caution late in the race after having a caution on lap 1 and going green all the way until right about now. Parker still won that race.
And our incident tonight, for all you conspiracy theorists, was also a lap 1 caution.
Pacey Wygent, Josh Arnold, and Hunter Peach battling for P5. 10 laps to go. here at Kentucky Speedway. You know, John, there's another race in Kentucky happening tomorrow. Just not at this
There
track.
is.
Kentucky Derby, Triple Crown. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh man, 3 wide. Wygent looked underneath Arnold, and Peach looked underneath both of them. Arnold was able to drive her way out of it. Now Peach and Wygent still side by side. Peach gonna clear Wygent, now look underneath Arnold. He's rolling the bottom well. Peach will clear Josh Arnold. Get 2 for 1 from 7th to 5th. Capiak holding on to position just ahead of Giovanni Klein. This would be for 8th position. See Donnie Kite just ahead of him, 1 lap down. Mike Campbell just behind Klein, who is 3 laps down. This battle between Wygent and Arnold. Which was just the 5th place battle a moment ago. It's now the 6th place battle. Jonathan Parker coming off turn 4, gonna hit the line. 5 laps to go here from Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky. Jonathan Parker absolutely dominating performance thus far. 4,258 is his iRating. What a driver Jonathan Parker has become on iRacing.
You know, Josh, this is the point of the race where I say, with this league in particular, unless something happens to the leader, Jonathan Parker's got this. Because me and Adam dealt with it in the first race. There is no green-white checkers in this league. And with a caution within 3 laps to go now, that would be race over.
It would be. Things this league likes to do is have some old school rules, but it is all voted on by the drivers. And I've talked about it a lot last season. And you know, Josh Arnold, he believes in the hashtag. He does not want to make the decisions on his own. He wants the drivers to have a say for almost everything. And that's why this league has gone 13 seasons strong. Jonathan Parker, he's going to take the white flag one more time around here in Kentucky. going to work his way through 3 and 4. Jonathan Parker, career win number 2, second win of the season as well. What a race by Jonathan Parker.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we talked about, Josh, second win of the week. And second time he's just had a dominating performance of the week. Got to give it up to him, folks. Hats off for Jonathan Parker.
He's on fire.
And as we've seen with ITP in the Pit News Truck Series last year, this is not a fire most people want to ignite. This driver gets hot, and as he's doing his traditional Polish victory lap, when this driver gets hot, he's tough to put out.
We'll go ahead and run through our finishing order. Jonathan Parker bringing it home, P1. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, another close one, bringing it home, P2. Chris Wright, 3rd. Zachary Meredith, 4th. Hunter Peach, 5th. Josh Arnold, 6th. Pacey Wyche, 7th. Giovanni Klein, 8th. Jose Ruiz, 9th. And Nick Apiak brings it home in 10th.
Bringing it home 11th is going to be Kenneth Cheney. 12th is going to be Cole Snyder. First car lap down in 13th position is going to be Justin Quimby. 14th is going to be James Mensch. 15th is going to be Donnie Kite. 16th goes to Chase McGuire after that lap 1 incident. 17th is going to go to John Osborne. 18th going to Nathan Lehman. 19th, first car 2 laps down, is going to be Noah Blackwell. First car 3 laps down, and 20th is going to be Mike Campbell. Evan Knupp, after having his pit road issues, looks like he retired the car early, ends the race in the 21st position, 39 laps down. Dawson Allen, after speaking to him earlier, and he retired the car early, he ends 61 laps down in that 22nd position. And Michael Morgan, not sure what happened to that driver, finishes 113 laps down in 23rd.
Jonathan Parker burning it down. See if we can get a word with him. As soon as he gets into a voice chat on Discord. There he is. Jonathan Parker, first off, my biggest question to you is...
Oh gosh, where could this go?
You had a dominating performance. We had a caution on lap 1. As we were catching the end of the race here, were you having flashbacks to Tuesday?
I'm always counting down the laps. Once again, wait, Adam, Adam's not here. Once again, Adam knows that script way too well. It's literally a mirror image. I thought we were gonna get a caution for you to go. But this league's a little different because we don't do green-white checkered. So if I get to like 4-3 to go, I know I don't have to work like it's the race is over. So I gotta think like it's 2003. But yeah, I was having flashbacks. It's a good call out there. But yeah, today was a. I didn't expect really to go like that because I don't really like Kentucky that much.
Well, you had a interesting strategy call, I think, and I pointed it out that you like to go later. Canfield is kind of doubting the strategy, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit too. You went so much later than everybody else, but you were still able to pass everybody and put a 2.8 second gap between yourself and Ethan. Did you think that it was going to work?
I knew it was gonna work. It depends on like what I'm thinking at the time, my position, my strategy. You say I do tend to go later more, but it all depends on what position I'm in and what others around me do. It all depends on where they pit in the fuel run and all that. Because depending on how the races go, I have no problem being the first one to pit road. I'm usually just doing whatever people aren't doing. But yeah, I knew, because I didn't even save my tires that last run. I just put on the tires and went, F yeah, let's just burn these things to the ground, and I did. And I caught up to Ethan, and I got around them. I just want to give a big shout out, because it's pretty hard when you got people on a bunch of different strategies. I'm going to give a shout to everyone, because they kept it clean, even though there's people with different closing rates. So I appreciate everyone for keeping it clean, being aware. That was I don't know how it looked up here in the booth, but it was pretty interesting to play chess again. That's why I love racing. It really is a high-speed game of chess. When you pit, what line you run. Even with the 550 cars, where I feel like it takes a little bit away from the drivers in terms of what they can do talent-wise, there's still things you could do to really separate yourself.
2 wins on the season so far in the first 3 races. We head to Gateway next week. What are you looking forward to there?
No idea. Don't have the track yet. I don't even own it. I've never taken a lap around there. So next week it's like I'm working in the pits news again. Back to square one. I'm just learning by the seat of my pants. So that'll either go really good or really bad. So stay tuned next week.
And I also want to ask you another question. I'm sure you've heard about my challenge to a driver that can win 3 races in a week broadcasted on JCTV. You take it 2 so far, but you're not guaranteed to race in the Pits News Truck Series. Does this change your mind? Do you race ITP on tomorrow?
Wait, when there was a challenge, I've never heard of this. Why didn't you tell me about this earlier?
I issued a challenge to a driver with a lot of drivers crossing over between series and racing in all 3. Issued a challenge to see if somebody could do it. Win all 3 league races on JCTV in the same week. And this was, of course, before we picked up the Thursday night league, which you don't run in. So this was just a couple weeks ago that I issued that challenge. Right after you took the win at Las Vegas.
I hate Phoenix too. Why are you doing this to me, dude? And just a little bit, because I felt like I could have maybe had a winning truck last year. Things didn't go. Oh. Look, I work tonight. I'm probably gonna come home early because I got personal time. Take it to celebrate, because every time I win these damn races, I can't just have a drink. And I want to have a drink after I win one of these races, so I'm coming home early and I'm doing that, dang it. But
all right, well,
I'll see. Well, we'll see. We'll see how when I come home, I have a drink, go to sleep. We'll see how I feel when I wake up. All right.
All right. Well, before I let you go, who do you have to give a shout out to?
I'm going to give a shout out, first of all, to the foundation again on my car, the Faith Fight Finish Foundation, Dak Prescott's foundation. He won the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award for the work that he does with this charity. So if you want to make a donation or just see what they're about, go to faithfightfinish.org. a couple of things that they do research for. They help out, and I hold pretty close to my heart. So, regardless of what NFL team you like, none of that really matters. This is all about bettering the world. So go check it out, faithfightfinish.org. And I also want to thank Chad Noah for keeping me calm. Earl is funny. I'll tell you that if any of you have the Earl spotter. I'm not just I know I say that every week. I do have the Chad and Earl spotter pack. So if you're a Jimmy fan, you got to have that, by the way. I got to give a shout out to Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He did a really good job tonight. I feel bad because we were, I guess, sparring a little bit this week, both for Nashville and Kentucky, and paid off for both of us, really. He was pretty good at Nashville, just got stuck in traffic, and he was outstanding today. And I think my performance improved a little bit, so I give a shout out to him. And shout out to Jackson Glenn Austin. He popped in to the voice chat, and he's funny, and he might be at Walmart right now. But also give a shout out to Meliello, the best soda on the planet.
All right, well, congrats on the race victory, Jonathan Parker. Second win of the season.
Thank you, Josh and Jonathan.
Well, John, what a race we saw tonight. One caution, which came on the opening lap with the spin by McGuire. All green flag for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and I'm about sick and tired of this Parker guy stinking up the show. No, I'm kidding. Jonathan Parker put on a great race. I feel bad for Moreno because I feel like, in my opinion, he really had the strategy call there that I think 9 times out of 10 wins the race. But the 10th time being when Parker's in the race, that, as you mentioned earlier, Josh, he just knows how to get it done when he pits real late like that. I had my doubts, and I still will always continue to have my doubts when a driver chooses to stay out as long as he did. But if guys like Jonathan Parker can keep coming around and putting on shows like that and proving me wrong, then I'm all right with being wrong. Especially when, Jonathan Parker fell back as far as 7th to 8th place and still came back and wins the race. So, again, if guys like him keep coming around and proving me wrong, I will stay wrong my whole life. But I feel for Moreno. And I even feel for these guys like Wygant and Meredith, who were the ones trying to split the last portion of the race. I feel like their strategies could have worked out too. It just too big of gaps to overcome there. But we had a lot of differing strategies, and really, I could say for once a drama-free race. So looking forward to next week at Gateway. I think Gateway throws a curveball at everybody. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with that track, you just got to drive it one time and you'll find out what I mean. It's a very interesting track.
Yeah, that indeed it is. It's become a track that I have fallen in love with watching racing. Driving it on iRacing, on the other hand, just it doesn't suit my style at all. But it is a fun track, one that I love watching. So looking forward to that one. And let's see if I can get this right. Good problem to have is lots of different series being broadcast on JCTV. So tomorrow night we have Phoenix for the latest sim racing in the Pits News Truck Series, and then Tuesday the MF Racing Designs Slide Job Racing League heads to Watkins Glen for their second road course of the season.
You're 2 for 2.
Thursday, the Coast to Coast Cup Series. And this one I don't know.
All right, I'll just take it over. The Coast to Coast Cup Series is going to be heading to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for their race that night. and it'll be hopefully myself, Adam Kuhn, and Jonathan Parker showing up to that race. We will keep you all posted on who's there and who's not there. But yeah, Josh, then we're back here next week.
Yeah, at Gateway. So looking forward to everything we have going on JCTV. Big thank you, John, for as always coming and being in the booth. Absolutely have a blast with you up here every night that we get to do this together. So on behalf of John, everybody from the Di9 Designs and NAOR series, and all the amazing people that help put this on, I'm Josh Copperell, saying so long. We'll see you next time. Tune in tomorrow night from Phoenix Raceway.